Today's episode is heating up as we dive into Stephen A. Smith's critical take on the Cowboys' recent moves, focusing on CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott's contract situations. Welcome back, Cowboys Nation. You're tuned into Cowboys Fan Hub, your go-to source for everything Dallas Cowboys and NFL. Today's episode is going to be a hot one because we're diving into some critical comments made by none other than Stephen A. Smith. He recently voiced his concerns about the Dallas Cowboys' recent moves, particularly focusing on the contract situations of CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. Are the Cowboys making the right decisions, or are they setting themselves up for future trouble? We're going to break it all down, so stick around because you won't want to miss this. Let's start by setting the stage. The Dallas Cowboys are no strangers to controversy, especially when it comes to contract negotiations. Over the years, we've seen players hold out, demanding bigger contracts, and we've seen the Cowboys' front office struggle to balance their salary cap. Right now, two of the biggest contract situations that have everyone talking are those of star wide receiver CeeDee Lamb and franchise quarterback Dak Prescott. CeeDee Lamb is entering the final year of his rookie contract, and after putting up career numbers last season, it's clear he's looking to get paid. Meanwhile, Dak Prescott's contract has always been a hot topic. He's locked in for now, but with the way the quarterback market is evolving, his deal might need to be revisited sooner rather than later. Now, Stephen A. Smith recently chimed in on these contract situations, and let's just say, he didn't hold back. According to Stephen A., the Cowboys' moves are very concerning. He pointed out that the Cowboys might be putting themselves in a precarious position by not locking down Lamb with a long-term deal sooner and by potentially needing to renegotiate Prescott's contract down the line. Stephen A. is particularly worried about the timing of these contracts. With the NFL's salary cap being a constant challenge, waiting too long to sign a player like Lamb could mean the Cowboys end up paying more than they would have if they'd acted sooner. And with Dak, there's always the risk that if the Cowboys don't keep him happy, he could demand a restructured deal that eats up even more of their cap space. Let's take a closer look at CeeDee Lamb's contract situation. Lamb has been nothing short of a superstar since joining the Cowboys. Drafted in the first round of the 2020 NFL Draft, Lamb quickly established himself as one of the most dynamic young receivers in the league. Last season, he put up over 1,300 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns, solidifying his role as a cornerstone of the Cowboys' offense. But here's where things get tricky. Lamb is entering the final year of his rookie deal, and the Cowboys have yet to lock him down with an extension. According to reports, the Cowboys did make an offer, but Lamb's camp turned it down, indicating that the star receiver is looking for top dollar money, likely in the range of $25 million per year. Stephen A.'s concern here is that if the Cowboys wait too long to get this deal done, the price tag could go up even more, especially if Lamb continues to perform at an elite level. The longer they wait, the more leverage Lamb has, and the Cowboys could find themselves in a situation where they have to either overpay or risk losing one of the league's top receivers. Now, let's shift our focus to Dak Prescott. Dak's contract situation is a bit different because he's already been paid, but that doesn't mean the story ends there. Prescott signed a 4-year, $160 million deal in 2021, making him one of the highest-paid quarterbacks in the league. However, as we all know, the quarterback market is constantly evolving, and what seemed like a big contract a few years ago can quickly look outdated. Stephen A. is worried that if Prescott continues to perform at a high level, he might look at the contracts being given out to quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow and decide he wants to renegotiate. And let's be real, Prescott is the face of the franchise. If he starts making noise about wanting a new deal, the Cowboys' front office is going to have to listen. But here's the thing, if the Cowboys end up restructuring Prescott's deal to pay him even more, that's going to have a ripple effect on the rest of the roster. It could mean less money available to sign other key players or to address needs in free agency. And this brings us back to CeeDee Lamb. How can the Cowboys afford to pay both Prescott and Lamb top dollar money without gutting the rest of the team? Let's talk about the salary cap, because that's really the elephant in the room here. The NFL's salary cap is a complicated beast, and the Cowboys are no strangers to navigating its challenges. As it stands, the Cowboys have already committed big money to players like Dak Prescott, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Ezekiel Elliott. And with Micah Parsons likely to command a massive deal in the near future, the Cowboys have some tough decisions to make. If the Cowboys lock down Lamb with a big contract, they're going to have to get creative with the salary cap. That could mean restructuring other contracts, cutting veteran players, or even trading away assets. Stephen A. Smith's concern is that the Cowboys are heading down a path where they could end up with a top-heavy roster paying big money to a few star players while struggling to fill out the rest of the team with quality talent. And let's not forget, injuries are a part of the game. If the Cowboys invest heavily in Prescott, Lamb, and Parsons, and one of those players goes down with an injury, that could leave them in a very difficult position. Depth is crucial in the NFL, and the Cowboys need to ensure they're not sacrificing it for the sake of paying their stars. So, what should the Cowboys do? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Stephen A. Smith suggests that the Cowboys need to be proactive in getting these deals done sooner rather than later. The longer they wait, the more expensive it could get, and the more difficult it will be to balance the rest of the roster. One approach could be to prioritize CeeDee Lamb's extension and get that locked down before the season starts. This would not only give the Cowboys some financial certainty moving forward, but it would also send a message to the rest of the league that they're committed to keeping their core players together. As for Dak Prescott, the Cowboys might want to consider some sort of contingency plan. Whether that means drafting a young quarterback to groom as a potential successor or having a plan in place for a potential restructure, the Cowboys need to be prepared for all scenarios. But at the end of the day, it's all about balance. The Cowboys need to find a way to keep their star players happy while also ensuring they have the depth and flexibility to compete at a high level year after year. It's a tough balancing act, but that's what separates the great teams from the good ones. So there you have it, Cowboys Nation. Stephen A. Smith has raised some valid concerns about the Cowboys' recent moves, particularly when it comes to the contracts of CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. Are the Cowboys playing with fire, or do they have a master plan in place? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, this is going to be a storyline to watch closely as we head into the season. What do you think? Are the Cowboys making the right moves, or do you agree with Stephen A. that they should be concerned? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Cowboys Fan Hub, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. We've got a lot more Cowboys content coming your way, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Go Cowboys!